Hello, Mara. Please, can you request to join the live video? Mm. Hi, Mara. Can you request to join the live video? Okay. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, please. How you doing?
I'm happy weekend to you. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can. I can.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes. So, how was your week? And how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. My week was good.
Good to see your face, actually. And I saw your comments about the topic. You're like, those of us.
My joke.
Yeah, right. But it's not something new anyway. It's just
Mm-hmm.
something that we all need to talk about from time to time. So, good
Mm-hmm.
evening, everyone watching live. My name is Sophia, and welcome to our weekly conversation by WONDIVA Global Community. With me live is Mora. She's
Hello.
yeah. So we are glad to have you join us. And today we'll be talking about marriage in 21st century, making it work. So we're expecting our third speaker, who is Fumi. She'll be joining us as soon as possible, hopefully. So when we talk about marriage, yes, I know you are not married, but it's not a big deal, because at least I believe people brought you into the brought you into the world, yes, as a family. So you've definitely been around people that are married. You understand? With or without being married, even before I got married, yeah, I was around people who were married and who are still married. You've come across couples at one point in time in your school, in your church, family members, and all of that. So um I want to pin, yeah, Fumi is here. Fumi, you're welcome. I thank you. Yes, she is here now. I've accepted. I don't know why it's not working. I've accepted your request. I don't know. Okay, finally.
Hello everyone.
Good
Hello.
evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. We were waiting for you. So we're just
What's
doing
up?
a little bit of introduction. So I wanted Mora to tell us a bit of what she knows about marriage. Um, so she was just about to speak before I saw your request to join in. All right, so we're listening.
I was not about to speak, but I didn't even know I was going to be speaking first.
How can you say you are not about to speak? Ah, there's, of course, you know what marriage is about. It's an institution where a man and woman come together and say we are going to become one. We're going to be companions. We are going to legally come together. There is this legal. It's not just coming together by yourselves.
Yeah.
There are people involved to join you together. Either you're getting married in the church or you're getting married in the court. So this is a union of two people, male and female, who are saying we are going to live together as one. we're going to be committed to each other um, through thick and thin. We'll be together till the end of our lives. So this is what marriage is and supposed to be about. The first marriage we witnessed is for those of us that are Christians, Adam and Eve. They were the first people who were together and raised children. You know, they had children. So this is the first institution that was initiated by God Himself. But today we are looking at marriage in 21st century. And when we talk about marriage in 21st century, we are looking at what it has become right now, because this is a digital world. This is a world full of so much technology right now, and we're still getting to see a lot of technology. How can we make marriage in this century work? Right now, you go to social media, there's so much negativity about marriage.
Marriage, yeah.
There's so much uncertainty for single people who want to get married, because a lot of people are weighing the institution of marriage based on what they see on social media.
Online.
They weigh a cute couple, they weigh photo shoots, and believe marriage is about looking good together. We come out and we post anniversary pictures to make you think we are fine. We buy gifts and put it for you to see. We take our spouses on trips and put it for you to see. And you think that is what marriage is about.
It's
But marriage
about.
basically is more than showcasing your life for people to see. When we go out and you see us and we come in and we close the door, you don't know what happens. So marriage is basically what happens behind closed door. And that's why we're talking about making it work, because a lot of people are not making the effort. That's why we hear a lot of cases about divorce, separation. Yeah, he's not my kind of person. I just discovered he's not good enough for me. You are discovering after you've made a vow. So these are things that we need to talk about, and hopefully we will be able to trash some of these things out today. So I want to hand over to Fumi, who is co-hosting. Thank you for joining us once again. So just give us a brief introduction about what marriage is to you, and what marriage in the 21st century is, so that our listeners would understand.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Okay, so my own simple way of actually defining what marriage is all about is marriage is a covenant between two people whereby God is a witness.
Yeah.
So basically, two different people coming from two different backgrounds, two different educational background. Everything is different. They were brought up in different environments and everything, coming together as one family. So yes, that's basically about it. And then talking about making it work now, that is solely depending on the individuals in the marriage. And the key word I would like to hold on to is intentionality. Marriage
Yes.
cannot work if you are not intentional. Both parties have to take that intentionality on their part to make it work. Make it work in God's way, not just any kind of way. No matter what the technology now we have has actually made everywhere being somehow. Everybody is trying to imitate what they see online, basically. But you have to actually look back and say, okay, if my parents could actually make it work during their own time. At least we see that our parents are married for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. What is that spice that they are putting into their marriage that is making it work? And they are not leaving each other. They're together for
Yeah.
years. That same spice that we should bring into our marriages now to make it work. And we shouldn't be carried away with social media. What's happening out there in the lives of others. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Fumi. So, Mora, do you want to say anything before we continue?
Okay. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
So for me, marriage has been something that I, every time I think about, I usually just have this fear because lately in this our generation, there's a lot of divorce cases, and I'm like, but you guys took pictures, you guys did elaborate weddings. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Where did it go wrong? Like, I'm a very inquisitive person. I like to ask questions. So I just keep asking myself questions like, did you not know that he's this? Did you not know that he used to, he's violent? Did you not know that he's arrogant? Do you not know these things? And I'm just like, so it really, really, at a point in my life, I felt like, I don't think I'm going to get married because because it's just
Oh,
a lot happening in that world, and because I come from a Christian, or my dad happens to be my Jew, my church pastor, and I see people coming over to the house having counseling sessions. I'm sorry, but they call it amebo, but yes, I do amebo. You hear some of the things they say, and I'm like, did you not expect this? But like Mrs. Timmy said, I would just say, for me, I feel like if you want to really get married for something that will last long, after intentionality, I really feel like you should marry someone that can add value to you, that can improve you, because I feel is when there's no value to be improved, no value both of you are working towards, that there's no goal, literally. But if you have something that this person can offer you and take it to the next level, and you also have what can take the person to the next level, there'll always be that drive. So for me, I feel like I would say that marriage is about value. I know that's not all it contains, but I'll start with marriage is about marrying someone that can add value to you. So that's my first.
All right, thank you so much, Mora. You said actually what is something that is so important here. So there's no the fact remains that we should all add value to the other. You get. So I don't know why people would, after some time, mention that their spouse is no longer adding value. It's either you are not, like Fumi mentioned, there has to be intentionality. So we all have goals. We all have
Yeah.
things that we're trying to catch up on as individuals, not even as a couple, as individuals. So basically, it's not possible for you not to try and speak to the other. You have, for every year, obviously, as a person, you have a goal. So you
of
can't
course.
just live your life alone or live your life without having these conversations. Without go meet your daddy. Without having these conversations, go and meet him. Without having these conversations, you understand. So where people miss it is that now someone sees a couple that they admire in terms of, but when I say admire, you don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. Let's forget commenting on each other's posts. For a person, I'm not even the type to sugarcoat, even before marriage. I'm not the type of person that sugarcoats the other. So I will not really know how to, start practicing it now. So some people will look at those that are celebrities, for example, and now look at them and they're commenting on it. That means they really love each other and stuff like that. So when they now have problems, it's that, but they really love each other. Will you measure commenting on each other's posts as love? Would you measure going to places and posting it for you as love? Would you measure you understand what I'm trying to say? So we tend to focus on the unimportant things, the less important
Mm-hmm.
things that don't really count, because why am I really interested in couples uploading the other on social media? And because of that, when they come out to say, we are sorry, we are going our separate ways, we start saying, I no longer believe in love. What does that mean? Because it's not, that is not a, it is, that is not, that shouldn't even be your priority as a human being, to chase after people because of the cosmetic you can see. I call it cosmetic because social media is not, it's, we don't exist there. We just show you what you want to see. It's not the real world. Do you know your followers? How many of them do you know in person? These are things that we should ask ourselves. This is 21st century, where technology has joined the entire globe together. I can be chatting with somebody in a faraway Australia and not know the person. So if I judge the person in Australia based on what they are showing me and tend to now, I'll tell you, I no longer believe in love because that Filipino couple I used to love have separated. How does that sound? Do you know them physically? They just post beautiful pictures. That doesn't mean that all is well. So I, for example, I know we've talked about emotional intelligence so, at a point here, and we saw that being emotionally intelligent makes you understand not just yourself, but others, seeing things from other people's point of view. That's the reason why emotional intelligence is so important, because this is the 21st century. We cannot just judge the things that we see based on beauty. You hear people comment stuff like, oh, what a beautiful couple. Oh, they look good together. Oh, they'll have cute children. Is that what marriage is about? And I tend to wonder. When I saw, I don't want to mention name, when I saw a popular celebrity who just announced his separation, and I saw people, especially Gen Z, I'm really sorry, saying, oh, I no longer believe in love. And they look so good. So I'm like, do you think looks make marriages work? It's the last thing. We don't even see the face. When you're so angry, somebody annoyed you, and so you're telling me that it's the beauty of the man or the beauty of the woman we see when you did something that annoyed you. So we are not even seeing it like that. Then another thing is, people will now be thinking that, oh, as long as you have a partner, it's easy for you to mate. It's easy for you to sleep with each other. There are things that we are doing. Sometimes you will go a whole 2 weeks, you do not have sex with your partner. These are things that those that are not married don't know. And they will be like, but are you not, who is disturbing you? It's not about that. You are tired. You had a long day, and that long day can be every single day of your life. And you will see time passing. You like, but we are intentional. We try, because this marriage in 21st century, don't forget that you are seeing things on social media. Your spouse is seeing things on social media. So it's a two-way thing. We are seeing all these things, and many people now think that we're going to judge marriages based on all of that. I was having a discussion with my mom recently. I said, if people are looking for mentors or role models in marriage, why can't they look at those that have been married, like Fumi mentioned, 40 years, 50 years?
Still in
What made
marriage.
it work for them? But we just look at, because they are celebrity and they can dress well and snap perfect studio pictures. Those are the ones we focus on. We will not focus on somebody that's married for 50. I saw that the Adeboye celebrated 56 or so yesterday. Why can't we emulate them? Bishop Oyedepo is there. There's so many people in the world that have shades. But no, we want to copy what we see on social media. So how can, we already talked about marriage in 21st century, because we know that marriage in 21st century is more like cosmetic. You check when people are planning their wedding, people will understand. Most of the women are focused on makeup, wedding gown, mention all those things that we chase. And those things don't even, because after that day, nobody will know the cloth to work. Nobody will remember the hall that we used.
Nothing.
And these are the things that are, no, we must participate in Lagos, when reception in Oriental, you see people, these are things that cannot be priority. Now, if we were to do a survey, we will see that a lot of people are not marriage counseling anymore. A lot. I know a lot of people that dodged it. And you know it's important.
Very, very important.
It's important. Forget, oh, you are from Christian background. Whatever religion you are in, you need marriage before you get to marry. Because there are many things you will see that, it's different. Different when you are dating, move into your house with a friend. You are a unique character. He is a unique character. There are new characters that will be formed when people are living together. These are things that people don't know. They expect that the guy that they were dating that was always showing up at their office will keep showing up. It changes because we all change. Same way you get a baby and the baby started changing. That is the same way we as adults exhibit new character. So a lot of people talking about these things. This is 21st century. It's not like those days when love without knowing what is your career path, how much do you earn. Our parents did not ask all those kind of funny questions. But you see, now people are more knowledgeable. The Bible says that knowledge will increase. So people don't even are not aware of this. They now go into with the wrong ideologies. Don't understand. This is not what marriage is about. So I think I shed little light on what marriage in the first century is, and how and why a lot of people are having a wrong mentality because of what basically what they see. Some of us are now behaving like children tend to imitate. So want to imitate celebrity, want to dress like them, take pictures like them. We want to sound, have uh pages, our all those kind of things. And if it's not for everybody, it's really not for everybody. There should be a priority. There should be both. There should be a priority as what do you really getting into this marriage for? These are the questions to ask yourself. Because if you don't like moral sense, you will know that we don't have the same we are not compatible. But yeah, now imagine you see kind of things when children are involved. What will you do? And it's affecting children. So these are the things marriage and family are not considering. Divorce and have children. So we must go into marriage, the right standing because God who created and God hates divorce. How can we make this work? I'll be handing over. Tell us a bit how we can make marriages in the 21st century because there's so much chaos, you wrong perception about marriage that people are looking at and saying, no, so I'll rather cut, I'll rather cohabit. I'm not sure I'm interested in marriage. How can we as people that know the truth? What are
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. So, what first thing I would say is marry your friend. A successful marriage, if you can if narrow it down, in every successful marriage, if you narrow it down, you see that that person married their friends. So it starts from being a friend with that person, having been in friendship with such people, and then you measure yourself. What are my beliefs? What are my values? Are we aligned together? Do we have the same belief system? What's your relationship with God? Because marriage is a mission on its own. It's just like how would I put it? You can't say you want to be in marriage without putting God first in it. All right. Just like a triangle. So I try to explain this with a triangle. So this is a man, this is a woman, and then God at the very top over there. So you both are striving to what? Meet up with that standard. And then there's nothing you do without putting God first. You can't do life, yes. So you can't do life without God. It's not possible. So first of all, you hand your marriage over to God. Um, talk to God, have that relationship, build that relationship with God. Don't look at the way the world is handling or talking about marriage. Celebrities cannot be your mentors. Definitely cannot be your mentors. So start with your parents first. What did they do differently that made their marriages work? How did they go about it? What were the basis of their marriage? Was it values? Was it belief system? Was it sometimes it could even be peer pressure. Many people are not even ready to settle down. All right. But my friends are getting married. Let me also get married. I'm tired of buying Ashwebi. It's my turn to also sell Ashwebi. There's pressure. There's pressure out there. There's pressure. There's so much pressure out there. So, but what people don't understand is there is no competition about marriage. There's no, I got married first. Oh, I got married second. I'm the last. I'm the third. There's no position about it. Nobody's giving title to anybody because you are going to be in it by yourself. You could invite 1,000 or 1,000,000 people to your wedding. They will come and eat. In fact, will eat and carry go home safe. But at the end of the day, it's you and your spouse that are in it. And then you'll be facing the challenges or the difficulties or the issues, or you drink the gari at the end of the day. Maybe you spend so much money on having that flamboyant wedding that day, and then subsequently you drink the gari together as well. So we can see so many people out there. There are some celebrities as well whose marriages are working. They might not come out to say it, but they keep it secretly. They are discreet about their marital life. They have a reason for doing that because their profession is public and they decide to keep their marriage private for 1,001 reasons, as we know. So why should we should try as much as possible to stay away from peer pressure. Have associate yourself with the right set of people. Okay, because it also breeds the kind of people you work with or the kind of people you move with also determines who you are, right? Your appearance, your relationship, the kind of people you relate with, your relationship with God, how's your Christianity like? That you need to start asking yourself so many questions in that aspect. All right. So you can actually have a successful marriage without having all this. There's so much noise. There's so much noise, so much pressure, so much things to carry to thrill you away completely. All right. But you have to stay focused. Put God first in everything. Keep focused at all times. Then there should be constant communication in marriage because I might be saying X, my husband might be saying Y, and then there will always be conflict when we don't speak with one voice. It could even affect the children as well because children they're like an open page. Whatever they see, they imitate. They'll think that's the best thing to do, or that's the best way to go about it. And these children grow up and then that's why we hear many marriages, oh, there's domestic violence. They got all these things from somewhere, maybe from their parents or friends or movies, what we expose them to. So we need to be mindful of all of these devices that actually make up or that could make or mar one's relationship or marriage. So we need to actually nip all these things in the bud before we can say, okay, I want to do my marriage in God's way. I want to put my marriage in check. I want to do this. Be mindful of people who you move with, who you associate with. Learn to also look up to someone as a mentor. So for someone like me now, I listen to Pastor Mildred a lot. So we haven't had a physical one-on-one contact, but she's my mentor from afar. So you see, I get to learn a whole lot of things from her, from her wealth of knowledge. You understand? So have that mentor. You don't necessarily have to know that person one-on-one. Learn from them. Listen to their messages. Listen to their sermon. Because they are as we know, Pastor Mildred and Pastor Kingsley, they are marriage counselors. So they've seen a lot, they've heard a lot. So they'll be able to advise you rightly on how best to go about certain things. And also, if you marry your friend, you wouldn't have any problem about having misunderstanding Because if you decide to exchange words with your spouse, maybe there's an issue at home, and then you decide to exchange words, in the long run, it will still backfire. All right. So why would you go that route in the first place? Why would you insult or start being violent with your spouse? Learn to be open to each other. As long as you are able to share everything, I believe sometimes money could also be a very big factor in marriage, because maybe the husband earns the wife, or the wife earns more than the husband, and then there will be issues about, okay, who to pay house rent, who to do this, who to do that. So I believe, like I said earlier, communication will also help. Being vulnerable to each other, speak up, be transparent, and ask God for wisdom. Very important. Ask God for wisdom to navigate everything. Because, like I said, you can't do life without God. It's not possible. I've not seen anyone do life without God. So please, that would be my take on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Fumi. So you said a lot of things in a short time. You know, funny enough, this topic is not even something we can discuss once. Like something that's like part
Yeah,
one,
I
part
really
two.
feel
Like
that.
it's a continuous stuff because even we that were married, we are discovering new things every time. You know, I heard of something recently, and someone said they had outgrown their spouse. I didn't know that was possible. I don't know if you've
Wow.
heard of it, Fumi. I saw it on social media. And I saw that it was actually possible. Take, for example, that person maybe gets, you begin to network with people that are of maybe like minds, or maybe you get a job with a multinational, or your spouse is just in one small firm, and then you now begin to meet people that you are networking. Before you know it, you're associating with those people more than your spouse, and you get to push your spouse behind, abandon him or her. And we must be careful. You see, the devil sometimes wants to cause problems in marriage, so we must ensure, because that's how some people started having adultery. They started hanging out with some particular set of people. Before you know it, they initiated something to you that you can never imagine you involve yourself in. So these are the issues when you don't carry your spouse along. If you guys are going back to school, find a way for your spouse to also go back to school with you. But you see a lot of men, they will leave the women to be raising the children, and then they will now look at her as someone that has not achieved again. Why? So we need to be careful. This is one thing that many people don't even know. One person is forging ahead, and you abandon that person behind because she's what? The housewife. And it happens to most women. They put their lives on hold to take care of the children. They don't go back to school. Some of them quit their job to be full-time housewife. And then the man keeps moving up the ladder. And then later he begins to see her as a nobody. Why? Because of lack of wisdom. So you must, when you are pulling yourself up, drag your spouse with you, no matter the situation. Register for an online whatever, just to help this person. Because the devil knows how to set trap for you. The Bible told us, say, you are tempted out of your own words. What you are already inside. That's how I explain it to myself. When you're already drawn up to something, that is where your temptation will come from. If you are spending time with only your classmates, that is where the devil will bring temptation from. You no longer spend time. You are networking in your office. That is where your temptation will come from. You don't spend time with your spouse. You don't spend time with your partner. These are things that people are running away from. Some people, they pretend that they are working. Work closes, and let me tell you the truth, work closes every day. So they lie. Now there's no more traffic in Lagos. Some people will still lie. I went to the island by 8 a.m. one day, and I was there in less than 40 minutes. I said, I was shocked. So because now God has made a way, Abi, since there is now fuel subsidy, a lot of people have dropped their vehicles, but some
That's
people
why
will
they
still
so
lie.
confused.
That's why I call it God has made a way. Since there was traffic, now there's no more. Go home and spend with your. So people they will still lie. There was a meeting and there was no meeting. Many of them, they feel like they're tired of their, instead of, what Fumi said, be open, communicate. Some of us, we've made our phones our spouse. All this, where are we heading to like this? We are on social media. Social media, you once you wake up, once you pray, you start checking. What did you keep? These are the things. What did you leave there? You allow, and it's the truth. If you
Is
left
it
something
true?
that is secret, but I don't know. So you see, we cannot make things work when we are all over the place. Then you come back and start snoring in the night. What is that, a marriage? It's not a marriage. Many of us don't even try. How was your day? This speaking to each other. We rather speak to friends. We rather speak to colleagues. There was a day I heard an electricity worker complain about his spouse. They forgot that people were living in the compound, and he was talking and talking about his spouse to his colleague when he came to work. That's how we heard everything about his spouse. So we must be careful, even if you talk about it, you don't have to be, you can't just expose your spouse like that. Most of these things will be solved with communication. When you just say, can we talk?
We
And
have a
try,
talk.
even if the person is shouting, stay calm. I don't think God is in a noisy place. He said when there was wind, they did not, he said when there was stillness, that was where so God is not in a confused environment. It's not in an environment where adamant people have made up their mind that they will not be broken. God does not, he does not work in such an environment. So we need to start, like you said something, say God is God. God is number one. Imagine people that are getting married and God is not the first. So who is going to be the first? How are you going to raise children if you cannot sit together and talk about God? If you cannot fellowship together, this devotion that people are not taking seriously, they don't know what they're doing. You must sit down and share the scriptures with yourself, with your children. They must know that God is overall. They must know that they should honor and reference God. This is where it all begins. So when I hear people say they went to this registry, nobody joined them. I say, you don't know, you didn't do, Bible. I say, have any union without God. You cannot. You cannot. Because God is the one that holds the cord. God, man, and woman. It's not man and woman. People believe that it's the law is not strong enough. Because why is it that when you're spouse something, you will not think about love at that point? So it's not about that eros. It is God's love, agape, that love that supersedes everything on earth, that will make you consider no matter what that person has done. Jesus himself said, because your heart is hardened, that is why you are forgiven. We don't pray to be in a situation that will test our forgiveness, our forgiving spirit. Don't pray that. But you see, what if, just what if that part of the battles that you have to fight? Jesus said it himself. Forget the law of Moses. I'm talking about you because your heart hardened. Are we hardened? Are we choosing to go the way of the world? No. What he did is forgivable. The one that is reigning now is we are going crazy ways because there's something they call it now. Because don't able different. I say, hey, where did they get money? Hey, for me, have you heard
Jesus.
we and this one irreconcilable difference. That those who confuse those.
Reconcile differences.
What is happening? So what are they telling? And what annoys me that say these things are those that have children. So you are teaching them too that they can be unforgiving. These are the issues. Because yet you say we love our children, you're contradicting yourself. Unreconciled differences, but we love our children. That statement cannot coexist. So you don't know what you're saying, because you are teaching them that your spouse will do something. Keep changing them. That is the essence. And the next thing you hear, this person has been married. Are you not telling them that if people do something, throw them away, replace, throw them away, replace? That is it. And we are telling, and it worries me, because when I see somebody say, okay, that's the end of that chapter, I will marry again. Then you are saying you can keep changing human being. Like it matters.
And the world will be counting it for you, They'll be counting it.
You are raising, and they are watching. They are,
They are watching.
and they will do it. And you cannot attack them tomorrow, because you have said this, you have made, you have told them this is the way to go. And there we have so many broken children because of this. I know some of us are still young in marriage, but God can help us. We can start afresh. We can forgive. We can trust in Him. There's not, if Jesus can forgive those that betrayed Him, well, Christ. But I know there's this conviction that if He could do that, then He can help us forgive. Because I think people don't talk about these things, and they believe it will never be forgiven. I will never forgive people. I will never forgive. And what about your soul? What about the end? All these things matter, because when you engage in marriage, you should prepare to understand. You should prepare for forgiving every point in time. There's no remedy to forgive. There's no drug that I'll take this drug that will help you forgive. It's a conscious. You will close your eye. When I mean it's like Christ looking at those spitting on Him. He didn't know what to do. He didn't do anything to them. He took everything just so that we can be here today. And you see, Christ was never married. When we had the best of Christ, He gave us that word. It's because you can. When He said it, He had not yet died on the cross of Calvary. So I just believe that young people, those coming up, to begin to listen to more messages. Like you said this, look at people that you can learn from. And then I am extremely careful, because you have to people that you are sure of their lifestyle. You don't just go to anybody and say that's your mentor. They can even lead you astray. So it's something that we depend on the Holy Spirit to help us, so that we will not make mistakes when it comes to our life partner, when it comes to making our marriages work. Because at the end of the day, your destiny would matter because of the person you chose to get married to. Your marriage partner can make you become who God wants you to be, or can destroy you and even take you away from it. We've had cases, many of us are aware of the people that have died in marriage. They were beaten to death, they were injured, and then passed away. We don't want to. And some of them made us believe that they were happily married. Some of them made us believe that they were in a Christian marriage. So we need to be careful about these kind of things. Like my mom is a pastor. She tells people that come and tell her domestic violence, says, carry your bag and leave. There's something like pray. Domestic violence is not a prayer something. You have to live for yourself first. Maybe God will change him later, but let the changing happen without you there.
Exactly.
A lot of people say, if I leave, what will people say? The people that say something, they don't say rest in peace when you are there. So I don't know how is it important? What will people say? What will I do? Those are not important things. Yes. So I want to thank God for this topic, because it has even taught me a lot that there are a lot of things we all need to do that we are ignoring at the moment. We need to talk to people in our churches. They need to take this counseling so seriously that it's like your life depends on it. There are many things that you will see. I still have my marriage counseling book. I go to it sometimes. And I'm like, imagine they didn't even tell me this part that I saw. And I'm blaming them. So I expected that they would tell me everything and I would know all. I said, oh, you have to understand that even the teacher doesn't know all. That's why the Bible says, for we know in part. For we know, are you going to start asking God everything when we get there? It's not possible. So we must depend on the Holy Spirit. Know when to speak, know when to refrain, know when to comment about things around your spouse. Many of us don't know the right time. You have to be spirit filled as a spouse, because it's not every time your spouse might be going through something. Someone like me, I can know if something is wrong with him. I'm really like, are you okay? My spirit will sense it. But it's not the same for me when something is wrong with me. So it's showing that it's not all the spouses that might even know, using their either the spirit or feeling it. I know something is wrong with my spouse. So we must be that sensitive, because you too, you are sensitive about yourself and your feelings. Now imagine you being insensitive about someone else and his feelings. So it's so important that we must learn to make our mind work, if not for anything, for our lives, for those that are coming up, because we enter marriages with hopes and dreams. Why not keep these hopes? Why not try your best? Why not, because you think you're not seeing what you want to see? Most of the time, we are even the problem. You yourself that you complain about someone else. Exactly. So you brought up something. You said they're doing so well and they're not posting it. Yes, they're not posting it on social media. So we must learn to understand your you is you. It's not about them. It's about you. What would work for them will not definitely work for you.
Yeah.
So we must understand that God made all of us uniquely. There's no two persons that are the same. When we come together in union, say we want to build a family, we want to help each other for the rest of our life, we're committed to each other's growth. These are things that you have to make a conscious. It's not just on the wedding day, go and sleep. No, it can never work. Just like pregnancy is a process. The same way marriage is a process. Some people just get into the marriage, it will just continue being, they keep opening the door. How many people did they open the car door for? Hey, you keep buying flowers. Okay. Then you later you say, I can buy myself flowers. That's how we're deceiving ourselves. Not understanding that we must continuously make conscious efforts.
Just effort.
We make our home the dream that we desire it. We really trust the Lord to help us. We need Him to help us. The devil is raging. He wants to destroy. He knows that when he destroys potentials in these arrows that God has shot from marriage.
True.
We must not let it. We must not, because it can afford that we have to spiritually take a stand. My marriage will stand. My my marriage will not fall. When the enemy comes raging, fight back. He will make us get so annoyed that we won't know when we will say. He will make us get so annoyed that we want to do things that are different, and we must not let it. Anger lies in the bosom of those. So, all these things that you can count 1 to 100 and you won't speak. It's not easy, to be honest, not to rage. It's not easy, sister. It's not easy not to rage when you're upset. Okay? But the Holy Spirit is there. The Holy Spirit is not in the noisy place. The Holy Spirit is not in raging. It's not in places where people are they stay. stillness, stillness, stillness. And that's why be ye perfect, and I am perfect.
Okay.
You know, and that's why he knows that we cannot even be perfect. God knows that we cannot be, but that's why he commands, and at least for yourself and for those around you that you back as a watcher. That yes, this is possible for your marriage to work, possible for my marriage to work, it's possible for us to build an army of warriors that will bring souls into the kingdom of God, not an army of rebellious children on social media and all of that. That's not the kind of children God wants to raise. My prayer is that the Lord will help us. I want to believe that we'll talk about this topic again so that we can talk, yeah, add more sections that we might have ignored today.
Cover. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
practical steps we can give people on how we, make our marriages maybe our experience on times that we felt like we're done, but why should you be saying something that you are still starting something? So thank you so much for yeah. I don't know if you
Thank
have one more thing to say as we are round up. Yeah.
I think one more thing I didn't mention earlier that just occurred to me now is submission in marriage.
Yeah.
Submission in marriage. I think that is also one of the key issues for most marriages now. I will cite an example. When you are going to church, most times, the ushers direct us on where to stay. Go this
Yes.
way. Yes. If you can obey and submit to an usher in church, how much more your spouse? How much more?
Mm-hmm.
So we should try as much as possible to submit.
And obey.
Submit is in the Bible. It won't take anything out of us. Submission would save your marriage a whole lot.
There are
And you see,
blessings too attached
submitting,
to it.
exactly. You are submitting out of love, not out of hatred or anything. And you decided to spend your life, the rest of your life with this person. So I believe there shouldn't be an issue submitting to this person. So I think that's one of the key reasons why some marriages are not working now. And also understand your spouse's love language. All
Oh,
right.
yes.
Of service, is it quality time, is it whatever it is, understand what your spouse likes or loves a lot, and then you'll be able to retaliate on how to manage each other. That's how marriages can work. Thank
Yes.
you.
All right. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, everyone, for joining. One more thing I'll add is we didn't mention intimacy in terms of sex. You must try. You must try. A lot. I knew someone who actually had issues for months. The spouse did not give in, and it was terrible. He almost left the marriage. But I want to thank God that now they are restored, and God has helped them, overcome that time of their life. So you must make sure, like she mentioned, your submission will make you also. The Bible tells us that your spouse owns your body. You own your spouse's body. Your spouse owns your body. So there's no shame in it. The Bible says in Genesis, it said, they were naked and not ashamed. It's not just in terms of not wearing clothes. It means you are able to be free. You're able to expose anything. There's nothing hidden. There are no secrets in marriage. Once secrets come in, know that that marriage will have issues. So take that note. They were naked and not ashamed. There are no ramifications, nothing to hide. Once there are secrets, you know that that marriage is going to have a downturn. I pray the good Lord will help and strengthen every marriage that has tuned in today, every one of us here. And we also want to believe God for anyone around us that is having any form of turbulence in their homes. And we are praying together that the Lord would restore and revive that marriage in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is WONDIVA Global Community, a community of women, wonderful women who come together with a sharing of knowledge, Bible study. You can join us by sending a DM. We'll give you the next step. So we'll be meeting next Saturday, maybe 5 p.m., maybe 11. Just tune in and to be sure and note that God will definitely bless you once you join us, and because there'll be something for you to pick from us. Thank you so much, Joy, for joining us. And so thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And God
So,
bless you. Bye.
bye.